It is 7:41 now on KMBZ. Let's go to the news line, and that's where we find Missouri Senator Roy Blunt, kind enough to join us this morning. Senator, good morning.
Hey, morning. Good morning to you. What's the weather like there this morning?
Beautiful. You know what? It's sunny. It's a little chilly, but it's going to be mid-60s by the end of the day.
So you got over the 30-degree weather from a day or two ago?
We got over the 30-degree weather and all the traffic accidents yesterday caused by the ice on the overpasses. Yeah, so it's a better morning so far, Senator. Hey, we want to start off by talking about the Boston Marathon bombing and ask you, if this guy, if the one who is dead, the suspect who is dead, was looked at by the FBI, do we have any clue as to how they got it so wrong that they decided there's nothing wrong with this guy, and then however much time passes and he kills a bunch of people?
Well, he did. And, after September the 11th, 2001, one of the real efforts that the government tried to make was to get these agencies working more closely together. There's a report out yesterday that the CIA asked for this person to be put on a watch list. And for whatever reason, at the FBI and other places, that didn't get done. And I do think that we need to ask some questions here to see if we've gotten lax in our efforts. This is more than one guy just getting lucky one time. It's being told maybe multiple times that this is a person that should be watched, and then forgetting to watch them after the first interview. It's a problem, and it's a devastating problem for those families involved, and frankly, for all of the people that will be afraid for some time to do things that they were comfortable doing 2 weeks ago.
Senator, why can't we get past all this? There are turf wars in any business, but this is the country's safety at stake.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. And the entire system with the National Director of Intelligence was set up to do that, and it doesn't seem to be doing what it ought to be doing, and the Intelligence Committee and others ought to be asking really hard questions here. And we've asked those before. I was on the Intelligence Committee the last couple of years. I'm on Armed Services instead right now. But this was a problem after Benghazi. It was a problem in Boston, and it seems to me that there were enough things that went wrong both places that the government can't say, well, they just got lucky a couple of times. We had plenty of warning signs here that were not looked at carefully enough, if you ask me.
Senator Roy Blunt is with us. Let's talk about sequestration, and let's start with the Boston bombings. We're hearing that the public defender system is going to have to be laid off for 3 weeks, and they're going to have to deal with this Boston Marathon case. When are we going to get past the sequestration issues?
Well, we get by real easily if the government will just appropriate the money that the law says can now be spent on the discretionary side of the budget. If you do that, there is no sequestration. And even if we had sequestration, as we do, if the president would have said October 1, plan for a 5% cut over the course of a year, then that would have been a much, much less of a problem than what he said September 28th to all the agencies, which was spend your money as if the law will not be followed. Spend your money as if the Congress will change the law of the United States of America about how much money we can spend. And so then, Ellen, you get to January and March, and you've got a problem that's twice as big as it would have been in October 1 when the spending year begins. And then, frankly, the president wants to make this painful rather than to make it as workable as possible. And that's more and more obvious, from air traffic controllers to the threats that kids wouldn't get inoculations to closing the White House self-guided tours. And I think people are onto this and understand that there have to be ways that the government could save $87 billion out of a $3 trillion budget. That's less than 2.5% of all the money that the government spends, and there have to be ways to find places where we're duplicating things and doing things that shouldn't be done. And so the next test will be what the appropriations committees in the House and Senate do between now and October 1 to solve this problem for the spending year that begins before you know it.
Senator Blunt, we've got about 40 seconds here, but I want to get this in before we let you go. Internet sales tax, yes or no, why or why not?
Against the Internet sales tax for taxing sales on the Internet. Now, what's the difference in that? In fact, Senator Pryor and I yesterday introduced an amendment to this Marketplace Fairness Act that said let's extend for another 10 years the law that says you can't tax the use of the Internet so that somebody buying over the Internet is not disadvantaged or selling over the Internet because there's a special Internet use tax. But what the Marketplace Fairness Act does is say, okay, we're going to make it possible for states to opt into a system that collects the taxes that people are now supposed to pay voluntarily but legally. And, you shouldn't have laws on the books that people are winking and nodding and understand that nobody's really obeying this law. These are taxes that are due. The Internet is now a big part of the commerce of the country, and this just allows that tax to be collected.
Senator Roy Blunt of Missouri with us on the Newsline. Senator, always a pleasure. Thank you for your time this morning.
Hey, great to talk to both of you. See you soon.
You got it.